Alright, so we're back with another replay analysis, of course. This guy is Champion 1 in 2-2, I think. And this guy usually plays with his teammate that he's queued up in the party right now. So this replay is going to be useful to them both. Let's get into it. They're playing twos against two PS4 players. And like I said, Champ 1. So definitely going to be a lot of stuff that could be potentially applicable to a lot of you guys watching this video. I know I've got a lot of viewers that are going to be around this rank. See what we can pick up on. This is fine so far. Just position ourselves in front of our net. This is good. I guess here you don't have to jump too soon. I think like because this ball can't really get on target, you don't have to jump. You're not having to cover your net here. I think you can just drive up to the ball and almost fake it, and then go behind your teammate. Because maybe you've took yourself out of the play here, perhaps a bit too much, but it does work out fine. Gotta say that I respect the decal. Obviously, dig decal is a good choice. This is fine. Playing quite defensive here, which I don't mind at all. We're quite calculated with what we're doing at the moment, which is pretty good. This was a little bit of almost a rushed play, I think. This is fine. I don't like this jump. Because if you're going to jump, make sure you at least flip into the ball and try and get a piece of it. Because if this guy takes it past you, which he does, now you're out of the play for a while and your teammate has to defend a 1v2, not even a 1v1. So, you know, if, let's say, the other team was a little bit faster on this, then this guy here, he could turn around and go for a bump on your last man because you've jumped out the way. So if you're going to like do a risky challenge, we really need to make sure we're going to get a piece on the ball. And if you're not 100% sure that you are going to do that, then you gotta like just not go for it or make a better decision with like fake challenge, go behind your teammate. See here, this is fine. Okay, so I think you should turn for this ball here, because if you turned here, you would actually have a free ball. So sometimes it's obviously bad to always cut in front of your teammate and take balls from them and stuff. But your teammate here, he got taken out the play. He did a good save here. He got the block on this guy's shot, which was good. And he got forced into his own net. So he's not going to be able to recover. If you turned here, you would have a free ball. And it's not a bad cut. Like some cuts, yes, we might cut our teammate off. But this one here, you're not cutting anyone off. You're going to be able to turn around and start a dribble or start an attack on this ball. But you cover behind your teammate, so they get a free touch. I like that. This is a really good pop on the ball. It's good patience here, actually, just to get that pop. You don't flip into it or hit it too far away. Good effort on the dribble. Nice attempt at a block. Don't mind it. Okay, I think here this is a little bit like it could go bad because you've not got ball cam on, so you're not keeping an eye on where the play is or where the play is going to go. So let's say you're just flipping here and the ball gets past your teammate and it's going to... Let's say, right, the ball gets past your teammate and it's rolling down this side of the wall and you're flipping to the mid boost. If that ball was like over there, you want to just be flipping through these pads straight back to net. But because you've got ball cam off here, you can't do that. I'm not saying that we need to have ball cam on, you know, whenever we're rotating for the 100% of the time, but we want to at least flick ball cam on and off to make sure that we keep looking at where the play is and where it's going to go. But we go for mid boost and it does work out fine because the play doesn't get past our teammate. Good read on that wall bounce. Okay, so this play here is, I like the attempt. It's a good decision to go for this ball. We don't want to jump for a ball until we're perfectly in line with the ball. So here you've kind of jumped, you're facing this direction here. Where's free cam? Here we go. You're facing in this line and the ball is in this line. So we've got all of this space here, which we have to turn our car into. And that's going to make us, one, you know, the biggest mistake is that we're not going to be able to even hit the ball most likely or hit it with much power. We're not going to be able to hit we're not going to be able to hit it with much power because we're going to have to almost wrap our car around just to even get contact with this ball. So we're going to lose a load of momentum, which means we won't be able to hit the ball hard. And like I said, you know, we try and wrap our car around the ball And then because we've done that, we're going quite slow into it, and now we can't hit the ball hard, and it's not the best touch. Well, it's not a terrible touch, but it could have been a really good shot on target. It could have been a goal. So we want to make sure that we're perfectly in line with the ball before we jump. That's the key thing. And I think that's actually a really important thing for everyone at this rank to learn and to make sure they're doing properly. I know myself when I was back in this rank, even, to be honest, even when I was made it to pro level, my biggest mistake, back when I was on a team with Valent Panda and Verge, they always used to tell me about my biggest mistake was sometimes I just didn't jump. No, I jumped way too soon. I jumped before my car was even in line with the ball. So it's one thing we can all improve on, you know, even at the highest rank. I've kind of gotten better at it. I don't really find myself doing it too much anymore. So, you know, I must be doing it better. But yeah, so one thing you want to be keeping an eye on is that you can't be jumping at an angle like that. You can't really expect too many good results. I like this. You're just staying in the play with 0 boost. Nice. That's unfortunate. Okay, they should have scored that here. This is unfortunate. You kind of get bumped into the ball and you don't recover. Recoveries are an important thing to learn. And you could have recovered a bit sooner. Now, if we're going to go at it with the highest level of recovery here, the hardest one to do is to wave dash here when you land in. But that being said, it's Champ 1. I know a lot of people can wave dash at Champ 1, but if we're not comfortable in doing that and you don't want to practice that too soon, if you look at here, you recover the wrong way. So your car is facing this direction. So the fastest way to recover is to just aero back from where you came from, which is just aeroing right and landing here. But because you aero left, you have to go all the way around and your car doesn't really land properly. You know, it's on its side right now, and then you land like with two wheels on the ground before the other two, and you're slower because of that. Whereas if you land where are you? If you land, if you rotate the other way, if you aero the other way, you land a lot sooner. You'll land and you'll be able to get back to net a bit quicker. But that being said, if you want to learn how to wave dash land, that's definitely a thing you can do as well. Yeah, these guys really should have scored this. I mean, this guy has 30 boost. If he just shoots that, it's in. So we got fortunate here to get back into this play. Nice. This is fine. Good 50 as well. Hopefully you grab the mid boost. You get beaten out to it. All good. You go back. I like that. Covering behind your teammate. You should be pushing up a bit sooner here. So in Rocket League, we're always in 1v1. You know, it's only us on the pitch. But in 2v2 and 3v3, we've got at least one other teammate in the play. And we want to be covering different things to our teammate to make sure we're covering all of the pitch so we can, you know, have more opportunities to get the ball and get possession and make plays, right? With you being here, you're not really in the play. So there's obviously, if we're too close to each other in Rocket League, then, you know, the ball goes over our head, we're too close and none of us are back to get that. But then if we're too far away, then it's all this gap here that our opponent could hit the ball into. And obviously I did that with my hands, but if you look in the game, all of this gap is, you know, literally all of this field here that you're not covering. So if, let's say, Pringle gets a block onto Pluto and then Rump gets the ball, then you're not anywhere near the play to make a block or make a hit or make a play of your own. And you have the opportunities to get near the play. Where are you? You're here. So you go back for boost here. And you know your teammate's up in the pitch, up front. You want to be boosting here. You want to flip. You want to get closer to your teammate. You want to cut that space down to make sure that you're in the play. You know, there's no room for your opponents to push into, which you're not going to be covering. You don't want to get really close, but you want to be close enough to make a play on the next touch. And you're not here. So the ball goes over here. Exactly what I said. So Rump gets a touch past your teammate, and because you're so far back, he's got all of this space to play into, and we're lucky that they didn't get a bump on you here. There's some good defense to get that save, but if you were closer to this play, this ball here, you'd probably be around, in the ideal scenario, you'd be around here, you'd be pushing forward with forwards momentum, you'll be jumping at this ball, you'll get a free shot. So if you're here, you'll be in much better position. But we're back here. Our teammate gets taken out of the play. And because of that, we have to defend a 1v2 with one guy coming at us for a bump. If the shot was a bit better or if the bump was a bit more accurate, then, you know, we concede. Let's have a look at your teammate, because I know you mentioned that you play with this guy quite regularly. So let's see what he could have done better. So he tries to backflip flick. I don't mind that. It would have been a nice flick. This jump here is very, very risky, especially if he knew that you were as far back as you were. Going for this jump and pretty much taking himself out the play is something that we don't want to be doing. We do not want to be jumping in our opponent's half with 0 boost, because what that means is that we can't recover. We don't have boost to get momentum and recover backwards. So we're going to be landing. He's double jumped as well, so that's even worse. He's done the worst possible recovery because he cannot land and get back quickly. He's in the air for ages. Now he's landed, and now he has to flip and use boost to get back. And, you know, he would have been back a lot sooner if he hadn't even jumped. But anyway, let's go back to your POV. You make this 1v2 save here. Good defense, but like we talked about, could have been better in the midfield. Take control of this ball. So I think... So here, we've taken 2 players out of the pitch, basically. You know, you've just defended a 1v2. They both landed inside your net. The opponent's net is free right now. What you want to be doing is you want to be speeding this ball up as fast as possible. Even if you don't score, you'll have pressure in their half. You'll be able to grab their boost. You'll be able to put shots on target. Basically, you'll make your opponents be forced to get back to their net faster than they would if you just dribble it like you're trying to do now. Because you're trying to dribble, they have a bit more time to get back to the net. If you just flipped into this ball here and started moving down the pitch as fast as you can because you know there's a chance to counter-attack, even if you don't score straight away, you'll be putting them under a lot more pressure. And one thing I needed to learn back at this rank was I used to try and dribble everything, like genuinely, like everything. I would try and dribble. It was crazy. I was like little flakes. And so one thing I needed to learn faster was that it's not a bad thing to sometimes hit the ball, like properly just smack the ball and get, like, you know, push it forwards into the other half. Don't try and dribble everything. But we try and dribble this. Good 50. And if you, yeah, I mean, actually, no. I was going to say if your teammate was close, you might be able to score this, but don't listen to that. That was a mistake from me. Because the other guy recovered quite quickly. But now you're on 0 boost. You have to get back. Great save there. I think you can be fast as ball. As soon as you make a touch, I want to see. So this is before I forget. I'm going to give you one tip. I want to see you be more confident in yourself and be faster into some balls, because you've got a really patient play style. I like it because you don't make many mistakes because of your play style, and you're covering the things that you need to cover most of the times. You're making some good touches. You know, you're being solid defensively, to be honest. So here, I want to see you boost and go for this ball again. I want to see you be confident in yourself and go for, you know, go up for it faster, because we're fortunate that Rump misjudged this bounce on the wall and you took him out of the play. But if you just boosted into this, you probably take him out even if he tries to go up for the wall, for the ball on the wall here. So I would like to see that, but you get a touch, good effort on the block, you get a bump on them. You go back here. Yeah, this is fine. You cover behind your teammate. You should turn way sooner than this. So one thing I'm noticing from both you and your teammate right now is that you guys you're playing quite a defensive game, which I like. You're covering your net first, which is good. But sometimes you have pressure, which you don't capitalize on. Here, you know, you want to cover behind your teammate. You want to be turning now. Maybe now, after getting that pad, just to get that extra 12 boost. Probably rotate like this. So you go here, which is fine. You cover behind your teammate. Grab this pad here, and perhaps push up to this pad, or cover behind your teammate for a 50-50, or a ball passing midfield from your teammate here, or a shot on target that deflects mid. You know, you want to be pressuring into this position. Anywhere from here to around here. You don't want to be too far past this midfield line here, because then you won't be in a position to make a play on the ball next after your teammate. But one thing that you and your teammate keep doing is that you guys are going really far back. Like, remember 5 minutes ago when I was talking about the 1v2 that you had to do? You had to defend, sorry, because you're so far back. And it's kind of a similar thing here. You're not... So it's the exact same thing. You're not in a position to get a touch on this ball. Let's say your teammate was slightly further back in this position. Let's say he was here right now instead of there. If this guy speeds this ball up and passes it mid, this guy can turn. And again, you're going to be so far back that you're not going to be able to challenge straight away. You're going to have to defend a 1v1 or even a 1v2. So it's a similar story here. I want you to push up a little bit more. You don't want to be like in your teammates' space all the time, but you want to be in a position where you can make plays on the ball. It does work out well because your teammate does a good job of staying in the play himself. Because you're not there, you need a guy on the ball. You need a guy pressuring the ball and not allowing them the space that they could have. And your teammate's doing a good job of that. He gets a 50, and the 50 is actually quite good because you're pushed back. So now you've got a good position because your teammate has allowed you to use that space like difference between you and your teammate. Because you've got that space difference, now you're covering for all the bad 50-50s. Like, I say bad, but it's actually a good 50-50 here because you get a free ball. So now your position was good, but before it could have been a little bit closer and it would have worked out just fine or even better in my opinion. Nice, I like it. Good bump as well. Okay, this could be bad. We have an opportunity to go up for this ball here. Again, so I want to see just a little bit more confidence. Like I said, I like your playstyle. I like how you're playing quite solid defensively. You're going. Your first thought is to always cover your net, which I do like. But like I said, I want to see a little bit more confidence and a little bit more willingness to push up for balls and go for some balls that you might not necessarily normally go for. And this is one of those balls. If you get a touch on this, probably a goal to be honest for you guys. But because you let the other guy go up for it, if he gets a touch on that, it's going to be very awkward for you to save. Nice. See what you do here. Good effort. Mistime it. All good. Okay, so similar. Again, it's just kind of a similar thing. Let's see where. Yeah, so it's the same thing. This is the one key thing that I think is becoming quite. It's quite a common thing in this replay that you guys are doing is that you're, like I said previously, you're covering your net, but you're doing it a little bit too much. You're going back to your net all the way all the time, which isn't the best thing. Here, I'd say let's go to free cam. Where is it? I'm terrible at this. There we go. So you go back here. I'd say going here is fine, right? Because you need to assess whether this ball is actually going to come back to your net. Now you assess that it's not going to come back to your net anytime soon. Go to here, get that pad, get this pad, get this pad, get this pad, and you'll be in a much better position to make a play next after your teammate. But because you're here, let's say you were in this position, right? You'd perhaps be able to go up for this ball and get a shot on target. But because you're all the way back here, you're not even going to be ready for this guy's touch. I mean, the guy missed. You would have been there for a shot. Maybe. Who knows? But now your teammate has to chase. Why is that goal? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, for God's sake. It's a goal. Of course it is. Karma. It's come back for me. Anyway, let's say this guy gets a touch on this ball. Because we're at Champ 1. This guy should be good enough to get a touch on this ball. You know, we're all decent players at this rank. So he gets a touch on his ball. Because you're all the way back here, if the ball goes over here, you're not going to be in a position to capitalise on that ball. Your teammate's not going to be in a position because he shouldn't have to be. And this guy's probably going to get a free ball, or maybe even this guy can carry on with the ball and make a play himself. But because if you were further up, you know, in this position, you probably get a shot off. But anyway, the guy misses, and we get the first goal of the game. We take those. Whenever those go in, you just have to say we take those. Nice. Okay, so this is a good kickoff from you and your teammate. I don't know if this is planned. If this is planned, this is really well done to force this back left. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Who knows? Anyway, the ball comes to you back left. And I do actually like your play. So you've got one of 4 plays that you can go for here. So the first play is you can keep the ball close to you and you can go for a dribble. Now that play would be good because you've actually got a lot of space here. If you get a touch, to the left here, you could probably get a power shot on target or maybe even a flick or whatever you want to do. You could do it. That's one play to go for. I'm not saying any of these is the best option. It depends on your personal preference. You want to mix things up all the time. You don't want to be doing the same thing. So, I'm just going to give you all the different plays you could make here. So that's the first play you could go for. The second play that you could go for is passing this to your teammate. And so how you would do that is you just drive straight into this ball like you have done, but you angle it to your teammate. You get it over to his side of the pitch because he's going to be able to make a play on the ball now. And you're going to be in a position for another pass maybe. Who knows? The third play you can go for is pop this ball up and go up for it yourself for an aerial. And the last play you can do is what you have done is where you hit this really hard into their backboard and try and force this guy to make a mistake. I do like this play, especially at this rank, because more often than not, at this rank, even at my rank, it's going to be very hard to read the backboard, especially on a hard hit. For the defender, it's a much easier read for the attacker to get it off the backboard than the defender is. So you hit this off the backboard. I would have liked this ball to go a little bit more, up here on target, like in front of their goal, because then that means that this guy has to make a play on the ball. But because the ball went over here, it's not really too threatening to the goal at the moment. Like he's not really too worried about this ball, so he kind of just strolls up to it and then jumps here, and you match him. You get a 50. Whereas if the ball was like up here, if he misses that, you've got an open net. You could perhaps even go up for this ball and try and read it off the backboard. You got all the options. But I do like the play you went for. I would have liked it to be a little bit more towards the goal. But anyway, you get the 50. It's a really good 50. You should grab the boost. Good play. Nice attempt on the demo. I like that. Cover behind your teammate. I like that. You've done some good plays right now. So one thing that you want to avoid doing is coming to a complete standstill like this. You always want to be like driving. And obviously we don't want to be driving, like if we get back to net here and we start driving, we're going to be pushing up into our teammate's space. We're going to be getting too close to them and perhaps even overcommit. But one thing that you can do is that, one thing I mention all the time in my videos is that sometimes rotating back too quickly is a bad thing. So so you'll notice that here, you rotate back a little bit too quickly for my liking. You want to lose supersonic here. You don't want to be going supersonic. So brake here and just drive slowly behind your teammate, because you don't have to rush back here. You're not covering your net. There's not going to be a shot on target that's going to come out soon. You don't have to be in your net at the moment. Just cover behind your teammates slowly. And what that will do is that will allow you to push up into a good position at a good time for you to carry on driving forward and using your momentum. But because what you've done is that you've driven a bit too quickly here, you've got into position and now you have to completely stop to stop yourself from like overcommitting into your teammate's space. So you've stopped here and you're covering your net well, but the issue is that you've now got no momentum. So if the ball came at you fast, you might not be able to pick up enough momentum to even save the ball, or let's say you might not be able to pick up enough momentum to get to the next ball. You always want to be driving forward a little bit so you can start boosting. You already have a bit of momentum to gain speed. So now you have to start moving forward, and you're going a bit slower than what you could have been if that makes sense. Nice, I like this at the moment. This is good. Grab the mid boost, hopefully. Okay. So you should try and grab this mid boost because in Rocket League, the mid boost control is really important. If you have the mid boost control, let's say your team has taken 10 of the mid boosts out of the last 10 that have spawned there. That means that your opponents, if you have them in attack, in offense, if you're making them defend, they can't break out and counter-attack because they can't grab the mid boost to carry on going into your half. and let's say they're on offense, but you grab the mid boost over and over again, they can't rotate out quickly to those mid boosts and get enough boost to carry on the attack. So basically, if you have your opponents in offense and you keep grabbing their mid boosts and their back boosts, they won't be able to get a boost to break out. And if they're in offense, they won't be able to get enough boost to carry on their attack. So getting these mid boosts is really important. You give this one up a little bit, and now this guy has 100 boost. And he did pick up, Rump did pick up your corner boost here. So he was already on 100. But look, especially at this rank, people are boosting for no reason. Look, this guy used 55 boost to get to mid here, even though he was going supersonic. So he wasn't really gaining much from boosting that. I think you gain, I could be wrong with this, I still don't know, but I think you gain like a 5% speed boost if you're boosting while supersonic. That could be a complete lie, by the way, but I'm pretty sure that's a fact. So this guy's not really gaining too much by boosting here. He shouldn't be boosting here, but because he is, if you got his mid boost, he'd be stuck on 45 boost now. Even though he should have been on 100, but he would have been stuck on lowish boost. So yeah, you want to be grabbing those mid boosts for sure. Good 50 there. Okay, be careful of your boosting here. You don't need to be getting back to net or back behind your teammate too quickly here, because the ball isn't going fast and it doesn't have an opportunity to go fast. So in Rocket League, we want to always be looking at how fast the ball is going, how fast our opponents are going, because those two things dictate how fast you need to get back. If the ball's going fast towards your net or towards your half, then you need to be getting back quicker. If your opponent is going fast and they have a lot of momentum, they can make the ball speed up quite quickly, and that means that you potentially have to get back quickly. But because here the ball is going slow and the opponent's going slow, the ball doesn't have any opportunity to go fast into your half, which means that you don't have to cover behind your teammate right now. So that means you've used 40 boost for no reason here, just to break here and lose all that momentum anyway. If you see what I mean, like you would be here with 100 boost right now. You know what I mean? Exactly 100 boost, because you used exactly 40 on the way back. So you would have been 100 boost now, and now you'd be 60 boost. Now you'd be 40 boost, but instead you're on 0. And you see what that difference makes. You'd be on 40 boost right now. You'd be able to boost into this ball. You'd be able to grab that mid boost. You'd be able to boost dive your opponents, make a play in the air. But instead, now you're flipping around the pitch. Your mid boost gets stolen by your opponent. Now your back boost gets stolen by your teammate. And now you're going to be stuck on 12 boosts for the next probably 20 seconds at least, or 10 seconds, you know. So just that little boost grab, just that little waste to boost. You know, you can see this example here. It really demonstrates how big of an impact that it can make on the entire play. Let's say this mid boost wasn't here. Now you're stuck on 0 still. You know, luckily you do get that mid boost. It's not the end of the world, but definitely watch your boost usage when you don't need to. But that's one play. I don't want to make you worry about that too much, because to be honest, I think your boost management this game has been pretty good, to be honest. So I don't want you to stress about that too much. I think it's been pretty good. It was one of the things that was going to compliment you on the end anyway. Good defense. Nice. You're pushing up into a perfect position here. This is really good. I would like to see you go for this ball, to be honest, off the wall. And, you know, you might miss. But I want to see you start practicing these, you know, perhaps scary mechanics, or a little bit, you know, mechanics that are a little bit, you know, they're not too familiar to you, like jumping off the wall or like going for aerial plays as much, because I see that you're quite a grounded player. I'd like to see you branch out a little bit and work on those different types of mechanics. And one thing you can do, one thing to train that is playing ones. I think you'll really benefit from playing quite a bit of ones and getting those mechanics up to a higher level. Because to be honest, I usually do this at the end of the video, but I'm not going to do it because I've given you quite a lot of information in this video already. So I'll just say it now, is that one thing you're very, very good at is you're very good at positioning well and covering behind your teammate. Perhaps I've mentioned a couple of times that we don't push up enough into the space, but that's only one error. For the most part, you're playing quite defensively solid. You're very good defensively, and you've got that good mindset for that. If you start practicing these harder mechanics, you'll add more tools to your game to be able to use that in offense and perhaps become a more, all-rounded player that, puts a bit more pressure on the opponents. Because right now I see that you're playing quite solid, but if you just had a little bit more to your game, you might be able to score a few more goals, you know what I mean, or put them under more pressure. And one way to do that is getting a little bit better mechanics. But you get a free ball here, which I do like. You're quite patient. Great flick there. I like that. Okay, so this play here, we need to be careful because of exactly what happened. They hit it hard into the wall. Now you're out of play because you've started breaking here and you've lost all your momentum. You want to be careful there, not overcommitting. Ooh, is this going to be a goal? Yeah. So, obviously, that was your mistake. You overcommitted a little bit there and left your teammate alone. But that being said, it was an easy ball for your teammate to deal with here. He just catches it slightly, he catches it on a bounce, which he clearly didn't mean to do. And because of that, I'm not going to go into it because we don't need to like spend too much time on things that clearly are just a mistake, like a mechanical error. So he just gets a pop-up by accident and they get an open net, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it happens. So it's fine. You mess up your recovery, but it's all good. Nice. You remind me of me, to be honest, quite a lot. Back when I was in Champ 1. You like to dribble. I like it. It's a good play. You can take your time here a bit more, definitely. But you could see that. You can see that. But you make a good play. Your teammate gets a free shot. A little bit of a lackluster shot, but it's all good. And we go into overtime. Nice kickoff, solid. Good 50 again. You should get the mid boost here, which you do. You should pressure the ball, which you do. Great plays. Oh, good effort, good effort. I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's good effort. Get the mid boost, well done. Okay, let's see what happens. Good play by your teammate. Okay, you want to be pressuring this ball a lot sooner. So, again, it's going back to the one thing that I want you to work on is confidence, like I said. Being willing to push up a little bit more and being more aggressive in your challenges or the balls that you're going for. Here is one of those. You give him quite a lot of space, and now he gets a free shot. Luckily for us, he messes up. Okay, so, like I said, you remind me of me quite a lot back when I was in Champ 1. So, a player has just been taken out of the play. He's just been, he's on your backboard. He's not back yet. He won't be able to get back for a while. You want to capitalize on that and make sure that you're giving your team a chance to counter-attack straight away. But because we're doing something that I said I did quite a lot back when I was in Champ 1, is that we're just trying to dribble everything right now. And we slow this ball down quite a lot. And yeah, we might get a play on the wall here, but now the opponent that just got taken out of the play is already back in defense because we took too much time on this play. So I want to see you flip into this ball, get the ball moving, and then you'll be able to start a dribble. Because even if you flip into this ball, you're not giving it away. Because look at all the space between you and your opponent here. If you flip the ball over to this side of the pitch here, you'll still be able to get a dribble going here on target. So yeah, I want to see you be more willing to go a little bit faster with your plays and perhaps not take as much time as you're doing. Because I know sometimes like a lot of people giving tips is like you want to take your time when you can, but sometimes it's not, it's not the best play. Good decision here. Yeah, I thought you were gonna go back all the way here, and I was like, oh, that's not the best play. But you recognise that you're going to give too much space between yourself and the ball, and you turn here for the mid boost and put pressure on, which I like. Great demo from your teammate. See what you do here. Good effort. You just get fake challenge, which is good. Good demo as well. Okay, this could have been bad. This could have been a goal here. To be honest, it's your teammate's mistake. He tries to pop this into the wall, he just doesn't get the best recovery. But if this guy shoots this on target, that's a goal. None of you are getting back to that. So we want to be careful of that. Ooh. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so like I said, I think you practicing your mechanics will help you with this. It's just a misplay. It's just a mechanical error. Same as your teammate. If you guys practice mechanics, you'll be able to be more confident going up to these balls and getting harder hits on them. Nice. Good effort. I like that because you're on low boost. You just gotta put pressure on your opponents and give yourself a bit of space to get boost. What happened here? Okay, so alright, that's fine. I thought for a second that your teammate might have took the back boost and mid boost, but he didn't. This is fine. Now you get back boost. Yeah, good hit from your teammate. Alright, so same thing as you. Your teammate, he just took out a player. You want to be speeding this ball up. You want to be capitalising on that. But because he tries to dribble it too slowly, and now look, the guy that he's just taken out of the play, it doesn't even matter that he's taken him out of the play because he's already back. And he's going to get a challenge on him. So we want to, you know, keep that in mind for sure. Good challenge. That's good. Like, and that, okay. Yeah, this is fine. So this is a good play that you let the ball bounce off the wall. So I think, like, now you're speeding up the play, but you're doing it in the wrong place. Now you can take your time with this ball, in my opinion. You've got a lot of time here, but because you hit it away, it gives your opponent a bit less space that he needs to cover and needs to shut down. This hit would have been really good in the other positions where you just took out a player. That's the perfect hit. But because you do it when both of them are back, you know, it doesn't really do too much. And now the block goes past you and you leave your teammate in a 1v1. Good demo though. But, ooh, nice. That's fine. But yeah, it could have been bad. Could have been bad. Good defense. Your teammate should turn for that. Well done. He gets faked out a little bit. This is fine. Go back to net. Well done. Yeah, I want your teammate to be more willing to push up. You two are quite similar players. I think you have quite similar mistakes and problems. This guy can push up for this because the ball's not going to come on target. He needs to make sure he's challenging that ball, but they give it away, so he has a free ball anyway. But if the Pringles guy had a bit more control on him there, he would have been able to get a free shot on target. I want you to be close to this ball. It's similar stuff throughout this game. You know, you're just not perhaps playing aggressive enough. But that being said, you're in a decent position to get a touch on this ball. This is... okay, so again, this is the mechanics thing. I want you to work on fast aerials. That would be a really good thing for you to learn. If you type in on YouTube, Rocket League fast aerial tutorial, that'll do you pretty nicely. Because you'll be able to get a lot more aerial control that way. You'll find yourself being a lot more confident. I like the bumps that you go for. I think that's really good. You should grab this boost. Okay, your teammate does, which is also fine. Your teammate should be pressuring this now. Okay, one of you needs to. The ball is just bouncing here. This is really, really actually quite bad from all four players on the pitch right now. Like this ball is bouncing here. Someone can take it. Wow, genuinely, that has surprised me. This looked like a private match for a second. Like what if you move in here, mate? You have a free ball. Like everyone is so passive. It's because it's an overtime. I remember, like how it feels. Like yeah, it's an overtime, but we gotta be more aggressive. If we're aggressive here, we get a free ball. Wow, that was quite funny actually. Like just I don't know. It's just quite. The ball's just bouncing for us like 10 seconds. Oh well. Nice demo. Good effort. I want the issue with this play is that yes, even if you backflip it over him, then Pringle's teammate, this guy, will probably just be able to get a free ball. So I want to see you pushing forward, making more aggressive plays, because this flick here is quite a defensive flick. I want to see you putting, getting flicks that are gonna push the ball forward rather than just straight up. Okay, this is fine. You should go for this ball. Oh yeah, everyone's just very passive right now. And I don't really need to pause and talk about this because we've been through this like 4 or 5 times now, this replay. If we're just more aggressive, we probably win this game. It's just the first team that are going to have the balls to do it will have a higher chance of winning. Good touch. Nice. You should go for a bump. I like that a lot. Good effort. Okay, let the ball bounce off the wall. Great play. Nice. Good 50. This is good. Got a flip setter. Good effort from your teammate. Damn, almost. Ooh, okay, so I keep saying that, we want to be aggressive, but then the one time we choose to be aggressive, it is just the wrong decision. Yeah, you can't go for this just because your opponent's closest to the ball than you. This is a goal where I don't really have to talk too much about it. You could probably pick this mistake out yourself. Like, yeah, the ball's just close to your opponent, and he's just going to be able to touch it around you like he does. And this, I assume, is a goal. Yeah. So the one time we choose to be aggressive, it's just the wrong place to do it, unfortunately. But yeah, I hope this replay helped. I think that was wow. We've been recording for 41 minutes, so a lot of things for you to listen out for. If I could summarize it, I'm definitely gonna miss a few things out that I've talked about, but if I could summarize it off memory, the good things that you've got is that you've got quite a good mindset for the game. You're quite passive in some sense. You're quite good defensively because of that. On the flip side, I'd like to see you not do it as much. Like I think it's a good thing that you have that in your locker and in your skill set, but I also want to be able to see you be able to flip a switch and play a little bit more aggressive. I want to see you practice mechanics a little bit more. Another good thing that you're both good at is that I think you play for each other. Like, you're quite selfless players. You're not selfish, and that allows you to have close games like this. I can imagine quite a lot of your games are low scores because you're both playing for each other quite well. And what's another thing? Oh yeah, be more willing to push up into your teammates' space a little bit more and playing closer together. I think that's one thing you can both improve on. I've definitely forgotten a few things, but like I said, I've given you quite a lot of information throughout the entire video. I really hope that helped. Let me know, mate.